Hi. Around here they call me Grandpa Steve, and well, by around here I mean on our ranch here. We have a large ranch, and probably more specifically, Calamity Hill, the little town of Calamity Hill. That's below us here, deep down in a cave. I discovered that cave some time back. So it turns out that this little town is actually a hideout. There's this evil empress who travels around the galaxy on this asteroid, and on top of this huge asteroid, there's this castle. And she lives there and she flies around the galaxy. She's trying to take over the galaxy, but it's mainly her father, the Shadow. Just an evil guy. Seems really nice, but he's really quite evil. It's strange enough to find a cave you never saw before. To find this cave and then to go underneath it and to find a town and find out it's inhabited by all these outer space people as a hideout was pretty strange. I was so surprised to see this Miss Lily's Longhorn Bass Cafe when I go in there. Turns out that's my Miss Lily, my granddaughter. So she started a cafe there and was selling, food and stuff to the different people from different planets. One day, the other grandkids got kind of suspicious because she's taken off and not coming back for a long time. So they followed her and they came under the cave, and so they snuck inside and followed her in there and discovered this little town underneath the ground. So they've known about it for a long time, and then like a few years back I found out about it. So that's where we are now. It's a really interesting town. It has a little train depot in it. The train travels in space. In fact, the kids today are planning on going on a trip to the Galloping Galaxy, and that should be fun. I'm going to probably join with them later. I got some work to do, so I'll let you go ahead and go on down there and stop by. There's this newcomer to the town named Aesop, and I just be honest, he's a bit timid, okay, but he's really a good guy. He's got a good heart. I really love him, but I don't think he's ever going to really probably help fight the Empress too much or the Shadow, but we just like him around. He's really a good guy. But I want you to go down, and he's kind of a little agitated today because everyone's going off to Galloping Galaxy, and he's just too afraid to go. So maybe you can just start off on his place down there and go in and kind of see what's going on there and then kind of follow the whole thing. Good things planned for you. I think it's going to be an exciting time. So we'll talk to you later.
I'm Dretzel, speaking to you from the new Castle Kindheart. Kindheart was built in a large asteroid and powered by a quantum bubble drive engine. Now our Empress can travel quickly to meet the needs of her loyal subjects anywhere in the galaxy. From Castle Kindheart, our Empress was to have ruled the entire galaxy, but sadly, things did not work out as planned. The real root of the problem is to be found in wrong thinking. To counter this wrong thinking, we are beginning to expand the Empress TV network. All must come to understand that freedom is in submission to a new galactic order. Or as Empress puts it, freedom is to follow.
Greetings, loyal subjects. Just like you, I love to let my little pet play and frolic in the park. Now, I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about compliance. Recently, some of you have been rebelling and not following my mandates. Can't you see that just like in the game of chess, how the pawns need their queen, you need your empress? I encourage you all to embrace your empress, just as you embrace your pawnness. You will own nothing, but you will be oh so happy. Always remember, freedom is to follow.
I just can't take any more of these Empress ads. I'm going to get some fresh air. Here comes another boring day. My best friends Morgan and Tess are going to the Galloping Galaxy amusement planet, the funnest place in the universe. But I'm not going because I'm scared. I wish I wasn't such a coward. I'm scared of everything. Most of the time, I'm even scared of nothing. I'll be like, "What's that noise?" But then it turns out it was nothing. Back home on my planet Parable, Uncle Filbert was a very brave abalone. He attached himself to a huge Gooselosaurus, just so that he could see the world above the water.
Yeehaw!
kind of a shame, though. 2 weeks after he went away on the Gooselosaurus, they invented the transporter rock. I wonder if we'll ever see Uncle Filbert again. Everyone else is out there having fun and doing things, and I'm here all alone.
Hey, Aesop, you're not alone.
Yeah, what about us? What are we, potted plants?
Hi, Flora and Blossom. Well, actually, you are potted plants.
He's got a point there, Blossom.
Morning, everyone. Hey, Aesop. I hear you aren't going to Galloping Galaxy Amusement Planet today. Is that true?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
My sister Morgan and cousin Tess are going, so I knew with your best friends gone, you'd be alone.
Hey, what are we, potted plants?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
I know you're good company, Flora and Blossom, but Morgan, Tess, and Aesop always hang around together.
Opposites do attract, I guess.
I have a party coming from Planet Marzuli for dinner at the cafe tonight, so I won't be going to Galloping Galaxy either. Just more of the same for me today.
I never go anywhere, so everything is always the same for me.
Why don't you go places? You have your transporter rock there that will let you travel the whole galaxy.
Actually, I never travel.
Then, how did you get from your planet Parable to here?
I just popped in.
That makes no sense. Your planet is over 10 billion miles away. How did you pop in?
I just popped off the planet Parable and popped here in Calamity Hill. Pop, pop. We abalones don't travel, we just pop. We found the shortest distance between 2 points is to just wrap the universe around you.
So, you never travel?
I'm afraid not. Why go to all those places you don't want to be just to get to the one place you do want to be? We get to miss all the scary stuff like black holes, plasma clouds, asteroids, and the Empress's mean army. Just, we're gone. We're here.
Out of all my fears, my personal favorite is keeping away from the evil Empress. She's a meanie.
Hello, Father.
Good morning, Empress. You know, I so admire how you constantly clean your mace. Not that I care about a clean mace. I just admire that you have to use it so much. What was the problem this time?
Oh, a staff meeting. One of my staff members came in late. 37 seconds late. Can you believe that?
Terrible.
Yes, one must keep discipline. Otherwise everyone goes slushy on you, and then it's just work, work, work.
Keeping them in line. How is my little princess?
Frustrated.
One who rules the galaxy must never be frustrated. Have you been spreading enough fear? Remember, fear is one of the 3 pillars of tyranny. Remember your old nursery rhyme? Pillars 3, they'll never be free.
It's the galactic flyer and all those rebels. How am I expected to enjoy absolute tyranny when I have those rebels fighting me every step of the way? I can't find their base, and when I do capture one of them, I can't get them to talk no matter what I do.
That is a problem. You can't crush what you cannot find.
Exactly. Rumor has it they've been joined by an abalone from the planet Parable. His name is Aesop. I think I can get him to talk. I hear he's a big chicken. Even his eye tentacles look like big drumsticks.
Oh, now that is cold.
It is cold.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from the Prince of Darkness.
Yes, it does.
Can't you just follow him?
He never travels. He just pops. Pop, he's here. Pop, he's there. It's so annoying.
Now, my little Empress, you must never let yourself get frustrated. Perhaps you should relax in your dungeon. You know, I find that a little ghastly me time creates some ghastly schemes.
Thank you, Father. You always know just what to say.
I like to travel.
You do? Wow.
I really admire that for a potted plant. I mean, if anyone had an excuse to stay home.
No, that whole potted plant thing is just a stereotype.
I didn't know that.
I'm sorry you're missing out on all the fun. How about I read you a story so you don't feel so lonely?
Ahem.
From Missing Tess and Morgan. Oh, look! The galactic flyer is coming in.
Can I hold the horn? If you can reach it, yeah. Come on, hold the horn. Come on, hold the horn. Come on, hold the horn. Space back and forth. Brakes, but don't touch them. No, Hosea! Stop! Stop telling me! No, Hosea! No, Hosea! No, Hosea!
Why is Hosea riding the locomotive with you?
He's my apprentice. I'm training him to drive the train.
Is Hosea driving the train?
He's only 3. You can't drive the train till he's 6.
Hey Aesop, is Jen awake?
I'm 912 years old. What would I be doing awake this early in the morning?
Sorry, I forgot. Tess and Morgan are on the train, so I'll go grab the book and be right back to see them off the Galloping Galaxy.
Hey, Aesop, how about you let me borrow your transporter rock since you hardly use it? This skunk's wanting to fight, but I got nothing to give me flight.
Sorry, Rick. It only works for abalones.
Then, how about you taking me for a little trip, since a skunk can't drive your ship?
Maybe someday, Rick. Maybe someday.
You're always saying that, but you kinda leave me flat.
Sorry, Rick. I just haven't visited anywhere for a long time. If I go somewhere again, I'll let you pop along.
Cool. Hey, Aesop, what's giving you the tension? Or is it something you rather not mention?
I'm afraid of everything. I'm the world's biggest chicken. Colonel Sanders probably has a contract out on me.
I don't think you're a coward, Aesop. If one of us needed you, I'm sure you'd be right there to the rescue, no matter how dangerous the situation.
I hope you're right. It's no fun being a coward.
You're not a coward, Aesop. You're... how do I say it?
Chicken?
No. I think you just may be a little overly cautious. Yeah, that's it. Overly cautious.
Overly cautious. I kind of like the sound of that. It's much better than coward. But isn't that just another name for being a chicken?
That's very different from being a chicken. I'll be in and out today, Aesop, so if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Thanks. And thanks for trying to make me feel better, Emily.
Oh, here they come now. What am I going to say? Hi, Morgan. Hi, Tess.
I already know what you're going to ask, and, well, I really can't go to the Galaxy Galaxy today because, well, I
know, you're scared.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
You could just pop over there and we could ride something easy like the merry-go-round.
I heard the horses on the merry-go-round leave the merry-go-round and fly high into the sky over the planet.
That's right, it's so much fun.
Sounds terrifying.
Okay, but if you change your mind, just pop on over.
It would be more likely for the evil empress to show up for church than for me to go to Galloping Galaxy.
Well, who knows? That might happen someday too. Well, goodbye. We'll miss you.
Bye, Aesop.
I'll miss you both too. Bye.
Hi, guys. Tess, why are you wearing a dress to Galloping Galaxy? I want to be in the movie, so I got dressed up in case I ran into a movie agent. Natural beauty isn't enough, you know. I want to be ready. Okay. I think you should change into some comfortable clothes on the train so you can relax and enjoy yourself. Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, the train's getting ready to leave. You'd better go. Have fun and stay safe. And stay away from purple snails.
Well, that's for sure.
Bye, everyone.
So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, 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 to you and you, but not you.
Don't worry, Aesop. We'll have lots of fun. And Tess and Morgan will be back in no time. I've got a really great story for you.
I hope it's not scary.
Well, it was written by my grandpa, so you know it won't be boring.
Grandpa Steve?
Sure, Grandpa Steve. He writes lots of kids' stories.
I'm just a little worried. You know, Grandpa Steve is not exactly, delicate. He's kind of tough. Very nice, but tough. It makes his stories kind of suspect from a cowardly abalone's point of view, that is.
It'll be fine. You may learn something.
Like how to be tough?
Couldn't hurt.
It might.
I'll just start reading it, and if it gets too rough for you, I'll stop.
Okay. I'll brace myself.
After gold all of my days, hoping to see if this hard work pays. Blasting the rock with dynamite, gotta run quick once the fuse done light.
Hey Monty, Charlie, would you be able to hold off on the dynamite for a while? I'm reading a story in here.
How about you give us a few minutes? I know just a few more feet and we'll hit a real gold bonanza.
Oh, Charlie, you've been saying that as long as I've known you.
Let's give it a break, Charlie. Let them read their story. The gold ain't gonna run away nowhere.
Seems to me it's been running away for 40 years. He says, well, okay, I guess we could take a break and I'll come out and read my newspaper.
You check in the paper, Charlie, and I'll change the sign.
All right.
Why do you two change the sign to say if you're in or out?
In case we get a customer who wants to come in and buy some gold.
Have you ever had a customer?
Of course not. We never found any gold. We would have, but you stopped us so you could read your story.
You've been doing this for a long time. Aren't you worried that you'll blow yourselves up with that dynamite?
We got that part covered, Miss Lily. Show them what's behind the sign. The miner's blowed up.
That is so brave.
Or a little nuts. Be careful, you two.
Always careful, Miss Lily. Too beautiful a day to get blown up.
How can you tell? We're deep down in a cave.
Yeah, the day is kind of what you make of it, ain't it, Aesop? Kind of what you make of it.
I make mine all the same.
So, well, what are you two up to today besides trying to read a story?
4. What are you 4 up to?
Sorry, girls. Charlie meant to say, what are you two up to in the potted plants?
That's better.
Lily's reading me a story that her grandpa wrote.
You're welcome to stay and listen.
Nah, them's kids' stories, not stories for grown men.
My grandpa writes some pretty exciting stories.
I'd sure enough like to hear your story, Miss Lily.
Well, I just sit on the bench over here and read my paper. You can go along and tell your story.
It all started out as a normal day. Sam was out in the backyard on the patio sofa playing a computer game, which he did way too much. Eleanor was looking for Sam, and when she found him, she told him he needed to get off his computer game and come ride bikes with her. To get his attention, she started messing up his hair, which she did way too much. Some days, Sam would just laugh about it. Other days, he would get mad. He had just won his game, so it was a laugh day. Then the telephone rang. Eleanor answered the phone, and it was their Aunt Katie. She had a dentist appointment that day, so she needed someone to watch her daughters, Morgan and Lily. Eleanor and Sam said they could watch their young cousins. They loved seeing their cousins, and it made them feel kind of grown up to be asked to watch them. Lily was the oldest cousin, and she was always designing and building things. Morgan was, well, let's just say, she has a very overactive imagination and comes up with some pretty amazing stories, which nobody believes, but Morgan is always quite sure they are true. The day was looking sunny and it was nice outside. It seemed like just a normal day. Neither Sam nor Eleanor knew that this was actually going to be the end of normal days, at least for a very long time. As far as feeling grown up, they had no idea how grown up they would soon need to be. When Lily and Morgan arrived, Eleanor and Sam asked them if they would like to go to Meadow Park. They were both excited. They loved Meadow Park, and it was just a short walk from their house. Meadow Park was huge, about 200 acres. There were lots of wooded areas, and a creek ran through the middle of the park. Sam and Eleanor lived in the city, so their favorite part of the park was the wooded areas. Lily and Morgan lived on a ranch in the country, so they had lots of wood to play in. They liked to play on the castle slides and all the playground equipment. When they got to the park, Eleanor took Morgan by the hand and said, "Let's go over to the castle slides. I know that's your favorite part of the park."
It seems like your grandpa's story is very sweet and delicate. I'm pleasantly surprised.
You know Grandpa. Don't take off your seatbelt yet, Aesop.
Okay, Morgan said excitedly. But then she just let go of Eleanor's hand and took off running down the path by the creek. The others chased after her. Morgan stopped and pointed to some bushes. She said, "I saw something big move in the bushes over there. It was purple. Can you see it? It's right there, in the middle where the two paths start." "I don't see anything," Eleanor said. Lily and Sam didn't see anything either. "Look," Morgan said firmly. "You can still see a little purple through the bushes." Eleanor groaned. "Oh, you always think you're seeing something, Morgan, but it always turns out to be just nothing. Your imagination is way too overgrown. You need to forget it and let's go have fun." Lily chimed in. "Remember last week, Morgan, when you thought you saw a spaceship and an alien in the bushes? It turned out the spaceship was a helium balloon and the alien was really just a raccoon." Morgan was indignant. "Anyone could make that mistake," she said. "This time, I know I saw something, and I'm gonna go see what it is. You can come with me, or you can all stay here like a bunch of chickens. Putting her arms up like wings and flapping them around, Morgan began dancing. Bok, 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 she squawked. Here, chickens, follow me.
It's not nice to call people chicken, Morgan. It might make me feel bad.
It's a story, Aesop. She wasn't calling you a chicken.
I know, but it hit a little too close to home.
Sam looked a little disturbed by all of this and then said, I guess we'd better go too. We are supposed to be watching her. Besides, if we don't go, she'll be saying we're all chickens the rest of the day. Morgan ran down the path. Sam called out to Morgan, Hold on, Morgan. Let me go first, just in case it is something. Morgan shouted back, I'll race you. With that, the race was on, and all the kids went shooting down the walkway. As they got closer, Morgan called out, There it is! They all stopped. Eleanor thought that just maybe she could see something purplish through the leaves of the bushes. Sam said, There's nothing there for sure. I saw the bushes move, Lily whispered. Me too, Eleanor added. I'm going to take the small path and sneak up behind it, Morgan said quietly. With that, she broke into a run and sped down the path, disappearing out of sight. The others followed. They ran down the path until the walkway ended. Then they chased Morgan along a dirt trail through the woods. They were still far behind Morgan when she crossed a small bridge. She stopped and pointed ahead. See, she said, calling back to the others. There is a giant purple something. It's not just my imagination. Now everyone will believe me. I'm going to catch it. There was a giant purple something, and they all saw it. Eleanor shouted, Get back here right now, Morgan, or you are in big trouble.
Come back, Morgan. Go play on the nice castle.
Morgan, listen to Eleanor, you little scamp.
How's your newspaper, Charlie?
Well, it's very interesting and grown up.
Morgan took off up the path as fast as she could, running after her purple something. The trail led them far into the park. Morgan ran under an old stone bridge when suddenly they spotted a giant purple monster. Its head was coming out from behind the stone bridge. It had a long neck with large antennas on its head. Morgan turned to face the monster.
Morgan, stay away from the purple thing. It might be dangerous.
Morgan, you little spitfire, you get back there.
Oh, Charlie, there must be a newspaper article about someone named Morgan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A grown-up named Morgan.
Charlie, it's okay if you like the story. Everyone likes Grandpa Steve's stories. It's a giant snake, Sam yelled, as he ran faster than he ever thought he could. Eleanor also sped towards Morgan, and Lily was running as fast as she could to keep up. Sam reached Morgan first and stood between Morgan and the monster. He reached down and picked up some rocks in case he had to battle the beast. Eleanor grabbed hold of Morgan, and then Lily caught up to them. Sam, Eleanor, and Lily looked at the monster and just froze. After what seemed like a very long time, with their eyes wide open and their mouths open even wider, Eleanor spoke. She said, A giant purple snail? Which wasn't a particularly imaginative or creative thing to say, but it did well at stating the obvious fact. There was, in fact, a giant purple snail. I told you so, Morgan said proudly. How about a group picture? Anyone bring a cell phone? Then Lily asked, I wonder where it came from. Sam, being more practical, said, I wonder what it eats. Then the snail answered, I just eat plants, thank you very much. I'm hiding here because nobody likes me. They think I'm strange. With what was now a giant talking purple snail, their eyes and mouths went immediately back to their previous wide open positions. But not for as long as before. Eleanor, who usually had plenty to say about everything, just said, You can talk? Yes, the snail said sadly. And that is just another thing that makes me so strange that nobody likes me. I'm a talking snail. I'm bigger than a horse. And I'm purple like a flower. And I exude slime. No wonder nobody likes me. Her eyes began to fill with tears. She had beautiful, kind blue eyes. Eleanor spoke up and said, I think you are beautiful just like you are, and we will be your friends. The others agreed heartily, except for Morgan. You will? The snail sniffed. You will really be my friends? Of course we will, Eleanor stated firmly. We don't care what others think. We will be your friends. The snail brightened slightly. You won't be ashamed to be seen with a giant purple snail? Not in the least, Eleanor proudly asserted. The snail's eyes looked pleading as she asked with a quivering voice, What about if your friends see you with me? Won't you be embarrassed? Not in the slightest, Eleanor answered, as if outraged by the very thought. This is what I've waited for all my life, the snail said, with her head held now high, and at last a happy smile on her face. The snail said, Okay then, if you will go with me, I'm going to slither right out of these bushes and go onto the playground. But then her bright smile faded, very much like the sun ducking back behind the clouds on a winter day. She said, I hate to bother you with this, but I'm kind of scared. And what if everyone thinks you are there just to stare at me? Lots of people have done that all my life. But if you were riding on my back, then they would all know you were my friends. I don't know. Our parents tell us never to take rides from strangers, Lily answered. Bad idea, Morgan chimed in boldly. Morgan, that is rude, Eleanor scolded. Can't you see she has a broken heart, and we can help her heal?
Morgan, have a heart, Iron Girl.
Playing it smart, Morgan. Playing it smart.
The grown-up Morgan in your newspaper article is playing it smart?
Yeah, that's it. He's making wise investments in the business section.
The snail began to look very sad now, like the sun setting into the sea on a cold winter night. But you are my friends and not strangers. Besides, how fast can a snail go? You can always just get off. Okay, Eleanor said. We'll be glad to ride on your back so you can show everybody we are now friends. With this, they all climbed onto her back using the spiral on the side of the purple snail shell to hold on to as they boosted themselves up. Except for Morgan. Morgan said, I'll walk and watch. Lily looked at Morgan and said, Who's the chicken now? Morgan answered, This girl isn't going to be chicken dinner for a giant purple snail, thank you very much. The snail asked, Are you set to go? Ready, they said. Now the snail began to slowly make her way out of the bushes. It was so fun riding on the back of a giant snail. People all stopped to look at this amazing sight. The three were so proud and began to wave at the people. They took out their phones and were doing selfies on the giant purple snail. Morgan was walking along behind. What an amazing day this turned out to be. The snail began to go a little faster and was heading for the edge of the park. "We really need to stay in the park," Eleanor said nervously, not wanting to hurt their new friend's feelings. "Oh, I want to show everyone my new friends," the snail answered. The snail began to move faster towards the edge of the park. Morgan called out, "Stop, you stupid purple snail!" Then she ran up and grabbed the snail's tail, trying to stop her. But the snail was just dragging Morgan along. Morgan climbed up on the purple snail's tail and started jumping up and down on it. But the snail didn't even notice. They were now moving very fast. Eleanor called down, "Grab my hand, Morgan. We're going too fast for you to jump off." Morgan reached for Eleanor's hand, but couldn't grab it. Eleanor leaned over so far to try to reach Morgan's hand that she was beginning to slip off the fast-moving snail. The others grabbed hold of Eleanor so she could reach down. Then Morgan was able to, at last, grab her hand. They all pulled as Morgan climbed up until finally she was on the snail's shell. Eleanor moved Morgan in front of her so she could keep her safe. Or at least try to. They had now left the park and were zipping down the street.
Speaking of leaving the park, I wonder what Tess and Morgan are doing now. I wonder if they are at the Galloping Galaxy amusement park yet.
The gauge up there should never go over 25. What happens if it goes too high? A train spins down a time hole. Not good. I got it. Now this red button here is only for the baddest, terriblest emergencies. Don't push it whatever you do. In the baddest, terrible emergency, the red button makes the bent time engine shoot out time waves. That sounds fun. Let's push it. No, Jose. No one has ever tried out the button. We will not know what it will do. We should fly bothering you. In another 3 years, you'll be running a train on your own. You gotta learn how to throw those things like flies. Hosea, look what you did. I got to fly. Now the train's lost in space. What are we gonna do? We can watch the We can watch the Hey everyone, I think we may be in big trouble because of the red button being pushed. Jose is in the bathroom, so I can tell you this while he's gone. I don't want to scare him. It's kind of hard to explain what I think happened, but that button changes time in... Oh, it sounds like Hosea is done. Maybe I'll have time to tell you this while he's washing his hands. I'm not gonna wash my hands. When you say this, I'm not gonna wash my hands. When you say it, I love you, germs. 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 We love our germs! Never mind, he's not washing his hands. I guess you'll see what I'm talking about in the next episode. I hope I'm wrong. See you then. Bye now.